In a world where economic power has long been concentrated in the West, two Southeast Asian nations are making a bold move. Malaysia and Thailand are knocking on the door of BRICS, a group that already represents 30% of the global economy. But why? What's driving these countries to seek membership in this coalition of emerging powers? BRICS, initially composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has grown to become a formidable economic bloc. With a combined worth exceeding $30 trillion, it's challenging the traditional Western-dominated economic order. Malaysia and Thailand's interest in joining this group signals a significant shift in global economic dynamics. The stakes are high. If these Southeast Asian nations successfully join BRICS, it could alter the global economic landscape dramatically. This move has the potential to further erode Western economic dominance and reshape international trade patterns. What we're witnessing is potentially the dawn of a new multipolar economic world order. So why are Malaysia and Thailand seeking alternatives to Western-dominated systems? The answer lies in a complex web of economic aspirations, geopolitical calculations, and the desire for greater autonomy in a rapidly changing global economy. Malaysia and Thailand have long been entangled in Western economic structures, a relationship that has brought both benefits and challenges. These Southeast Asian nations have historically relied on trade with Western countries, particularly the United States and European Union, for economic growth. However, this dependence has created vulnerabilities that are becoming increasingly apparent in today's shifting global landscape. One of the primary challenges faced by Malaysia and Thailand is the persistent trade imbalances with Western economies. While exports to these markets have been crucial for their economic development, the terms of trade often favor Western nations. This imbalance leaves both countries susceptible to economic fluctuations in the West, as witnessed during the 2008 global financial crisis and the recent COVID-19 pandemic. Moreover, Malaysia and Thailand find themselves vulnerable to Western economic policies that may not always align with their national interests. Currency fluctuations, trade restrictions, and economic sanctions imposed by Western powers can have significant ripple effects on their economies. This vulnerability has led to a growing desire for greater economic autonomy and diversification. In response to these challenges, the concept of a multipolar world order has gained traction among Southeast Asian policymakers. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has been particularly vocal about this strategic shift. He recently stated, "We have made a decision, we will be placing the formal procedures soon. We are just waiting for the final results from the government in South Africa." This clear indication of Malaysia's intent to join BRICS reflects a broader desire to reshape global economic dynamics. The appeal of a multipolar world order lies in its potential to distribute economic power more evenly across different regions. For Malaysia and Thailand, this could mean reduced dependence on any single economic bloc and increased leverage in international negotiations. However, this shift is not without risks. Maintaining the status quo offers the stability of familiar economic relationships and established trade patterns. On the other hand, seeking alternatives like BRICS membership presents both opportunities and uncertainties. The potential benefits of joining BRICS are significant. Membership could offer Malaysia and Thailand a path to greater economic autonomy and diversification. The BRICS bloc, with its collective economic strength, provides a platform for engaging with major emerging economies like China and India. This could lead to new trade opportunities, increased foreign investment, and access to alternative financial institutions like the BRICS New Development Bank. Furthermore, BRICS membership could enhance these nations' voices in shaping global economic policies. The Malaysian Foreign Minister highlighted this aspect, emphasizing the need for solutions to the unfair international financial and economic architecture. By aligning with other emerging economies, Malaysia and Thailand could potentially advocate for reforms that better serve their interests and those of other developing nations. However, experts warn that increased integration with BRICS could lead to overdependence on China, which poses its own set of risks given China's current economic challenges. Balancing these complex relationships will be crucial for Malaysia and Thailand as they navigate this potential shift. As Malaysia and Thailand eye BRICS membership, they're looking at a potential economic game changer. This bloc offers these Southeast Asian nations a unique set of opportunities that could reshape their economic futures. At the core of this attraction is the promise of enhanced trade with economic powerhouses like China and India. Consider Thailand's current trade situation. BRICS countries already account for about 22.8% of Thailand's total trade volume. Joining BRICS could significantly boost these numbers, opening up new markets and strengthening existing trade relationships. For Malaysia, the prospect of deeper economic ties with China and India aligns perfectly with its goal of diversifying its economy and reducing dependence on traditional Western partners. But the benefits of BRICS membership extend beyond just trade. The BRICS New Development Bank, NDB, presents a particularly enticing prospect for both countries. Since its inception, the NDB has approved over $32 billion in loans to member countries. This financial institution could provide crucial funding for infrastructure projects and economic growth initiatives in Malaysia and Thailand. Imagine the impact of this investment on Southeast Asian economies. New highways connecting remote regions to economic centers, modern ports facilitating increased trade, and cutting-edge telecommunications infrastructure boosting productivity across industries. The NDB could be the catalyst for a new era of economic development in the region. Moreover, BRICS offers Malaysia and Thailand a platform to amplify their voices in international affairs. As part of this influential bloc, these nations would have a greater say in shaping global economic policies. This aligns perfectly with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's vision of championing the Global South and addressing perceived Western double standards in international relations. The concept of South-South cooperation, a key principle of BRICS, could have far-reaching implications for regional economic dynamics. By fostering closer ties between developing nations, this approach could lead to more balanced and mutually beneficial economic relationships. It's a departure from the traditional North-South dynamics that have often left developing countries at a disadvantage. However, it's not all smooth sailing. Joining BRICS comes with its own set of challenges. One of the most significant is the potential for increased economic dependence on China, the largest economy within BRICS. While closer ties with China offer numerous benefits, they also expose Malaysia and Thailand to risks associated with China's economic fluctuations and geopolitical tensions. Speaking of geopolitical tensions, navigating the complex relationship between the US and China presents another significant challenge. As traditional allies of the US, Malaysia and Thailand would need to carefully balance their relationships with both superpowers. This delicate diplomatic dance could have far-reaching implications for their economic and political futures. Despite these challenges, the potential benefits of BRICS membership are hard to ignore. For Malaysia and Thailand, it represents a path towards a more balanced and diversified economic strategy. By expanding their economic partnerships and gaining access to new sources of investment and development funding, these countries could reduce their vulnerability to economic shocks and enhance their overall economic resilience. The potential inclusion of Malaysia and Thailand in BRICS isn't just a regional shift. It's a seismic event that could reshape the global economic landscape. These Southeast Asian nations joining the bloc would significantly amplify BRICS's economic clout, potentially pushing its share of the global economy beyond the current 30%. This expansion would mark a clear acceleration in the transition towards a multipolar world order, challenging the long-standing Western-centric economic paradigm. This shift towards multipolarity has far-reaching implications for international relations and economic governance. As emerging economies gain more influence, we're likely to see a redistribution of power in global institutions. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank, traditionally dominated by Western nations, may face increasing pressure to reform their governance structures to better represent the economic realities of the 21st century. The ripple effects of Malaysia and Thailand's potential BRICS membership are already being felt across Southeast Asia. Countries like Vietnam and Laos are closely watching these developments, considering their own potential applications for membership. This domino effect could lead to a significant realignment of economic alliances in the region, potentially reducing the influence of Western-led economic initiatives. The upcoming BRICS summit in Russia is set to focus on a topic that's particularly relevant to this shift: de-dollarization. This aligns perfectly with the growing desire among many nations, including Malaysia and Thailand, to reduce their reliance on the US dollar in international trade. The summit is expected to explore alternatives to the dollar-dominated global financial system, potentially paving the way for a more diverse and resilient international economic order. However, it's important to note that BRICS isn't without its critics and challenges. One of the most significant criticisms leveled at the bloc is its lack of a coherent vision. With member countries spanning different continents and having diverse, sometimes conflicting interests, coordinating policies and actions can be a complex task. This diversity, while potentially a strength, can also lead to internal tensions that may hinder the bloc's effectiveness. Moreover, there are concerns about the potential for increased economic dependence on China, the largest economy within BRICS. For countries like Malaysia and Thailand, which already have significant economic ties with Beijing, joining BRICS could further complicate their foreign policy balancing act, particularly in relation to their traditional Western allies. Despite these challenges, the potential benefits of BRICS expansion are hard to ignore. The inclusion of Malaysia and Thailand could contribute to a more equitable global economic system that better serves the interests of emerging economies. By providing a platform for these nations to collectively advocate for their interests, BRICS could help reshape global economic policies to be more inclusive and responsive to the needs of developing countries. Furthermore, the expansion of BRICS could accelerate the development of alternative financial institutions and mechanisms. The BRICS New Development Bank, for instance, could play an increasingly important role in funding infrastructure projects and sustainable development initiatives in member countries, offering an alternative to Western-dominated institutions. Malaysia and Thailand's interest in BRICS stems from three key factors: enhanced trade opportunities, strategic autonomy, and a stronger voice in shaping the global economic order. By joining this influential bloc, these Southeast Asian nations could secure more balanced economic partnerships and reduce their vulnerability to Western economic policies. The potential for increased regional stability through collective representation in global governance is significant. As emerging economies gain more influence, we're likely to see a redistribution of power in global institutions, challenging the traditional Western-centric paradigm. This shift towards a multipolar world order could lead to more equitable economic systems that better serve the interests of developing nations. As viewers, it's crucial to consider how these economic shifts might impact global dynamics and our own financial futures. For more insights into the changing global economy, subscribe to our channel.